Very nice.
Hey.
Hello, Sebastian. And hello to everybody watching as well. As you can tell, some small upgrades to our setup. We've now got banners with our topics and stuff like that. Um, so, if you're new here, welcome to Harry and Seb Talks. This is a weekly podcast that Sebastian and I do, where we talk about all things to do with businesses, agencies, etc. How to grow them, how to not grow them, how to avoid fires. I think is the best way to put it. Sometimes,
Yeah.
um, we've been talking about a lot of interesting topics recently, and the topic that we're going to talk about today, which as you can see at the bottom, is how do you make sure that your agency grows? But before we start, I'd like to ask Seb, how have you been? We've been on a break.
I'm fine. I'm good. I was on vacation in Portugal,
Hmm.
had a great time, and glad to be back, even if it's
Mm.
really warm in Bucharest still. But glad to be back. How about you? You can also tell us a bit about your journey.
Really, really good. I'm in South America now. I can't remember if we did a podcast since I've been here. I don't think so. Um, yeah, I'm in South America in Buenos Aires in Argentina. I'm doing like the whole digital nomad thing. So that's a little bit of an update from me where I am. And why don't, if you're listening, let us know where you're from in the comments as well. I'd be really interested to hear about what different parts of the world we're like broadcasting to. But more importantly, Sebastian, how do you make sure that your agency grows?
I
It's
don't
a really
know.
big question, isn't it?
No, we have this joke honestly in the agency. When I go on a business trip or when I go on vacation, suddenly we sign up more clients, which is funny. There's no relation. So my employees would probably say the best is you go on vacation.
Funny.
Yeah, there are more requests. I don't know why it's happening, but that's how it is. How to make sure? I think continuity
Mm,
is the key from my point of view. I mean, you need to be consistent in your actions, and I think it would be good. You should have a plan when
yeah.
you want to grow. You should have like a 3 to 4 year plan.
Yep.
This is normally like an economic cycle for a year.
Hmm.
So you should also have a plan like this, and then you break it down to yearly plan, to monthly plan, and you can even break it down to every day.
Yep.
As an example, when I was working at Deutsche Telekom and selling iPhones, I knew exactly how many iPhones I had to sell every week in order to reach my goal.
Hmm.
And if you break it down for your employees like this, I mean, in marketing agency, you can tell them how many clients they should sign up per week. It's much more feasible. Yeah, I mean, they know how much they need to reach. If you tell them, hey, I want to triple my turnover in the next 3 to 4 years, this is you can't imagine this. So it's easier when
Sure.
you say, for example, I want to sign up one
Smaller.
client per week.
Mm,
Yeah,
smaller bite-sized goals. That's nice because it's such a general like question, right? That's why I was really excited when you told me about it because like it it can be like at the very beginning of your like company. It can be at the
yeah,
middle of your company. It can be at the end. And to think about at each stage, how do you make sure do you grow? So I took the perspective when I was doing our preparation of thinking
mm,
about somebody who's maybe in my position where they're a little bit earlier on because unfortunately we're not all the same size as RE7 just yet, but that's kind of like where we'd like to go, and I'm sure there are
yeah.
companies you look at and think that's where I'd like RE7 to get as well, right?
An idea might be because I was asked this in the last interview that I had because now we started with PR and they also
Mm-hmm.
asked this question and it was about challenges. And when I came to Romania, I thought it would be much easier to sign the first clients and it wasn't at all. And what I had to do as a small agency, because it was only Alexandra and myself,
Mm,
um, we applied the trial and error principle, which means you try, you see if it works, you measure it, and if it works, you keep on going and improve it. So
So
this would
maybe
be
we
you.
could stay at the beginning there, where you said like at the beginning, and you're like trial and error, and you're getting clients in. Because something that I thought about was like the thinking about fulfillment from early on is really
Mhm.
important, and having those systems and processes to deliver. Because I can only tell you from experience that when you have no idea of how you're going to fulfill a project from start to finish, and you're just kind of doing it randomly,
Yeah,
um, it gets very messy very quickly, and you tend to lose out on money, right, rather than earning anything at all.
yeah, for sure.
Mm.
I mean, the first steps are the hardest, and especially it's really frustrating if you are trying something that you are convinced that might work, like we did, for example, these chamber of commerce. So we went into chamber of commerce and we tried to blend in at these events in order to get some clients, but there were really big companies like Bosch, BASF, like big German companies.
Hmm.
And to get a foot in the door, I mean, it's not a day waiting for you. So, and if you want to become a member in a big chamber of commerce, it goes up until 900 euros per year, which is a lot of money for a small
Yes.
company.
Yep.
So, I would probably start with recommendation, like if you know somebody and you get a good recommendation, and maybe to do some growth hacking, what you did in Discord, for example. I remember you did something in Discord. Maybe you can tell our viewers more about what you
Sure.
did.
So it's funny actually, because like not a lot of people really think of Discord as a place to go and do sales, but actually it's a really interesting area to go and get clients, because
Mhm.
there are a lot of communities now being built on Discord that are paid, that are free, that you can go into, and you
Yeah,
can just answer questions that people might have around your service that you provide. Um, I happen to be in a lot of crypto ones because I was very into the crypto scene before it went
yeah.
and tanked at the beginning of this year. But what was really cool was I started getting messages from people when I said that I
Mhm.
do website design, and very quickly uh, I found that just by answering questions and being present on these platforms, you're exposing yourself to like a couple thousand people at a time, to do work with you. And I think where that all kind of lies in, because like, if you go to Discord, I don't think you're going to find like dental clinics or like private
For sure
hospitals,
not. For
right?
sure not. Only if they sell teeth,
Yeah.
NFT teeth or tooth, you know.
Yes, yeah, exactly too. And then they're not going to be like, talking to their friends on Discord whilst like operating or something like that. But what you will find is marketers. You will find a lot of people in the crypto space. You'll find
Mhm.
gamers. So I think identifying your niche early on is kind of helpful. Like, even if
Yeah.
you don't want to niche your agency and say like our agency only serves like X vertical, at the very least you could figure out who you're trying to sell to and pick like a subsect of those people. So for example, like, I don't know, this month I'm just going to try and sell to crypto companies, for example. Where do those crypto companies live? Okay, Discord is a place where a lot of them live. Also, Twitter as
Mhm.
well. So then you have more of a direction to go, okay, I'm going to go and focus on Discord now, or I'm going to focus on Twitter this month. And I'm really going to try and connect with those people. So I think it's like trying to have the awareness of where your target kind of is and lives and
Mhm.
breathes, and then like espionage, like being a secret agent and like going into that space and like trying to get in.
Yeah. That is what you just mentioned. This is a good first trial. I mean, and this is something that not so many businesses have done so far as I know. Um, Yeah, but if you, for example, want to target a dentist, then you need maybe to have a different approach. Maybe you make
Yes.
a list in, now I'm in Romania, so I'm looking in Bucharest. So what are the biggest dentists? And if you just send them an email, I mean, no, I mean, it needs to be a bit more. Maybe a Loom video on it, what I just watched on your YouTube video. Can be also something else like a marketing stunt. Like if it's a big client that you want to get, maybe you connect directly with the person. You say you want to have a meeting with the boss, you want to present them a business opportunity, and you present this as a person face to face. But
I
for
think
that, you
that's
need to be prepared. Yeah, you need to be prepared. You need to know how
mm,
to pitch your company, your agency. You need to have like an awesome presentation in order to
yes,
convince them.
so key. And I think like personalization, what you mentioned, is like so important. You really need to make them feel like when you're reaching out to them that it's just you reaching
Yeah.
out to reaching out to them, and you're like something that a colleague of mine at work did, which was really good, is like like emailing them as if like you are talking to them about something that they've just done, and making them really
Mhm.
feel like you've done your research, like you really understand who they are and
Yeah,
what they
to
do.
bring them some value. I mean, bring them at the beginning maybe already some value that you spotted. Where you said, "Hey, I went to your website and I figured out your business, your Google reviews are really bad. I mean, or nobody, you have good Google reviews, but nobody is responding, or you don't have the business hours in your thing." And these are small things that normally the business owner is, if he is invested in his business, appreciates. And then you get more credibility and more trust, which you need in order to sell yourself. You need trust.
Sure. I think this ties into the point that I had to move on to, which is like
Mhm.
uh, also I think it's really important. Maybe you agree or disagree that understanding where your strengths are is really key when trying to make sure that your agency grows. Because I think we've spoken about it a lot on this podcast, but like a lot of
Mhm.
people, they want to do like this thing, that thing, shiny
Ah,
object here,
yeah,
shiny object there. They want
yeah.
to they want to do ads, they want to do websites, they want to do branding. But like I think a really key thing is understanding very quickly like what you're good at. I'm really focusing on that and giving it 100% rather than spreading yourself really thin and delivering a poor service.
You meant when you mentioned to know your strengths, you meant you as a person, yeah? Not as an agency.
See, I think your strengths as a person and like what you can deliver for a client as well, because some people will start off doing just a one man agency, right? So
Yeah.
I think if you can quickly figure out, okay, you're really good at running a business, then like perhaps that's where you get freelancers involved. But there's some agency owners who are really good at designing, so maybe they should just focus on designing. But I think a lot of the time I've seen like agency owners who are like really good at designing, but they're also trying to do ads. They're also trying to do app development. They're trying to do all these
Mhm.
things because it gets them more money. But at the end of the day, I think they deliver slower because they're doing so many things, and because of that, they evidently earn less in the grand scale of things.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you on this. I mean, with the strengths, I think it's also important when, I mean, sometimes you think you are good at something, and then somebody else is telling you, you no, you're not good at that.
Yeah.
So um,
Maybe I
try,
could ask you a
try.
question, Seb.
Yeah,
Maybe I could ask you this question to go off of this one,
yeah.
which is how would you figure out what your strengths are and then capitalize on them?
I mean, throughout my years in business, I
Hmm.
get feedback from clients, from employees, also from bystanders, from friends, and what things I am good at. And also, for example, I studied economy, so I think I'm okay in economy. And I'm also really passionate about leadership, so I learned a lot and I read a lot about it. So this would be also something I'm good at. What I'm
Hmm.
not so good at is, for example, when it comes to really boring tasks. So I need to do them, but I need to make them in my calendar so that I pick up on them, like the monthly reviews. But I mean, now I realize for myself it's important to do this every month, even I'm not so into it. but I have also some weaknesses. For example, with the prices, I'm too
Yep.
nice with asking too high prices, or when there is a conflict, I try to avoid it. So Alexandra, I know she doesn't avoid; she attacks the conflict. So we need to know the strengths of each of us in order to know when it's better. Also, Alexandra is really fast and can do things really, really fast. I'm more the meticulous guy on things and I need longer, but also the quality might be better. So
Yep.
there are advantages and disadvantages, and you need to figure them out by reflecting. I think reflecting on yourself helped me a lot. And also,
Amazing.
when
Yep.
somebody is telling you, wow, how did you do that? Or you did this awesome. Make a note in your brain. Make a quick note and recognize for yourself. Okay, this is maybe something you are good at.
Amazing. And I think that's really important, right? Like reflecting, reviewing. I do a weekly review. Maybe you do something similar, monthly review, yearly review, whatever.
Yeah, with the team we do
Um,
monthly reviews. Yeah.
just something to like, yeah, think about. We try and get feedback at every stage when it comes to like what we do in our company and figure that out.
Yeah.
And something I also wanted to add was like, um, think about like, I guess maybe you could help share, but some questions that people could ask themselves that would help them like reflect on um, what they're struggling with, or like where things are going well, where things are not going well. For example, like something that my life coach asked me quite a lot that I quite like is like he doesn't ask it very often anymore, but he used to say like, where at the moment is 100% of your stress coming from, and really try and identify it, like where is the biggest source of um, tension or whatever at the moment, and like why is that, because it's not just about like reflecting on your strengths. I think if we were to
Mm,
put it a bit more broadly in terms of the
yeah.
reflection stuff, it's also more about like focusing on like where's the stress, where's the good stuff, where's the stuff that needs to be improved, and then trying to execute on that as well. I said a lot there. What do you think?
I totally agree with you with the reflection, and I think the key in order to reflect, to do well reflection, is to learn the right questions to ask,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the key. This of course I have this book in mind, but I forgot the title, but I can put it later in the comments. It's a really good book. How it's about negotiation skills, but it's also really important to ask the right questions and how to ask the right questions. And if you ask the right
Oh,
questions to you,
by the FBI negotiator. What's
yes,
his name?
yes,
Okay, keep going. I'll look. I'll look. Keep going.
from the Black Swan Group. I forgot
Amazing.
forgot his name, but you can look it up. So this is one thing for sure that you should have, like, good
Yep.
skills for questioning others, but also yourself. That will help you in negotiation. It will help you with the clients when you speak with them. This will help you with the team, with the employees. So this is a key skill you should accomplish,
Agreed.
because also it helps you when coming back to the growth of the agency,
Hmm.
how to prioritize. So what is
So
my priority for my agency now in order that I'm growing, that I gain the 80% from just 20% that I'm focusing on?
really good insight. Really good
Yeah.
insight. For those of you who are wondering, it's Chris Voss. Never split the difference.
Yeah.
Negotiating as if your life depends on it, which is really cool. To give some context, because I've read it as well. It's all about how Chris is a negotiator for really big situations like bank heists, and he's on the phone with them, and he like gives you some tips as to how like he chats to them and like figures out what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, it's a really underrated book. I mean, lots of you don't hear this often, this recommendation for this book, but I read it twice. I listened to it twice already because um, I need to repeat it in order to fully take full advantage out of it.
So we're sort of coming towards like the 20-minute mark, and I kind of wanted to try and leave today's episode on um, sort of like a big thought or a big thing that somebody could do to take away? Because we've talked about a lot of stuff, how to make sure your agency grows, reflection, etc. All sorts of bits. What would you say is the most important thing to make sure that your agency grows,
Do,
Sebastian?
do you have something in mind? I mean, for me, I think in order to the plan, I think a plan is the key that
Yep.
you know where you want to be with your agency. So have a clear picture in your head, visualize it. That's why I'm closing my eyes now. Visualize it, how your agency will look in 3 to 4 years. A
Yes.
vision can help with this. Another book advice would be Vivid Vision, that you can write this vision and to imagine not only how much turnover you want to have, but how will your clients be, what will be your employees, what will your office look like. And when you
Yep.
have this, then break it down in smaller goals, what I said. And this is, I think, this is the key. What is for you the most important thing for growing your agency?
I think exactly that. Like that's one of the things, definitely. And if we were to leave on that,
Mm.
the only thing I could add to what you said is keep your planning kind of short. Like I think it's really good, as you said,
Yeah,
to have a vision, like a long-term goal. But when you're actually coming to like planning the future, I would just keep it to like week to week and like focus on just like one thing you can do to really boost that week. And then reflection as well. I feel like we've only really touched the tip of the iceberg in terms of um, reflection, but I feel that it's a really big and important thing, even to just do daily writing in a journal at the end of every day, how you
yeah,
feel the day went, what you think went well, etc. It's really beneficial. Really
I fully
beneficial.
agree.
Fantastic. Well, this has been Harry and Seb Talks. This is, as I said, our Witty podcast. Please, if you would like to um, ask us a question and then tell us in the comments. Seb's been popping up these banners all
Yeah,
throughout
yeah.
the show, so
All the
hopefully,
time. Here, you got a question, leave a comment for the
hopefully,
next episode.
hopefully you've seen it. Please do leave a comment and let us know if there's any questions that you have. If you'd like to follow Sebastian, I point to say, you can do so by going on to Instagram, LinkedIn, the internet itself, and typing in RE7 Consulting. You'll be able to
Yeah,
find him on there. He's also a Sebastian buyer on um, LinkedIn. And if you speak English and you also want to learn a little bit more about his agency, I know that he now has his YouTube channel, RE7, as well, where you can watch his new podcast that he's been doing with
yeah.
the,
RE7 Talks. It's called
the
on
agency.
RE7 Consulting Romania. And if you want to follow Harry, go on imaginaryspace.co.uk. Go on his YouTube channel. He has really cool stories also about his trip to Buenos Aires. And people can connect with you via LinkedIn, Instagram. I think you're also on TikTok,
Yes, thank you so much.
or just the
Thank you
old
so
traditional way via email.
much. Sounds good. Well, thanks so much, Seth. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And until next time, see you all in the next episode.
See you then. Bye bye.
Bye bye.